All right, let's get into it. Today, we're taking a close look at a small kitchen gadget that makes some pretty big promises, the SIMPLETASTE Milk Frother. You know, it's one of those affordable appliances that says it can bring that whole fancy cafe-style coffee experience right into your kitchen. But does it actually pull it off? Let's find out. And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? That feeling. You want to replicate the comfort and, let's be honest, the quality of a coffee shop, but without leaving the house or dropping $5 every single morning. And that's a powerful dream for pretty much any coffee lover out there. Look, we all know that daily cafe run can seriously add up in both time and money. But a plain black coffee at home? Sometimes it just doesn't hit the same way. It's that huge gap between the expensive latte you buy and the kind of boring coffee you make that we're all trying to close. And this is the central question, right? Could a small, one-time investment totally change up your morning routine? The idea of getting that rich, velvety foam in your daily cup for such a low cost, well, it's incredibly appealing. So how do you bridge that gap? Well, that's where this little device comes into the picture. The SIMPLETASTE Milk Frother positions itself as the simple, budget-friendly answer to that whole cafe-at-home dream. So what is this thing exactly? Well, at its core, it's basically an automated pitcher. You pour your milk in, you press one button, and it promises to do all the work for you, whether you want hot foam, cold foam, or just some nicely warmed milk for, say, a hot chocolate. And then you see the price tag at around $37. I mean, that puts it in a totally different league from the high-end brands. This isn't a big splurge. For a lot of people, it's an impulse buy. Which leads to the real question. Is it just too good to be true? Okay, so what makes this little gadget so appealing is its versatility. It's not just a one-trick pony. It promises 4 different functions, all controlled from a single button. And the modes are surprisingly specific. You've got a setting for a thick, dense foam that's perfect for a cappuccino, and another for a lighter, airier foam that works great in a latte. Plus, there's a heat-only setting for hot chocolate. And get this, even a cold foam option for your iced drinks. It's really trying to be a one-stop shop for all your milk-based beverages. The specs on paper look pretty solid too. It has enough capacity for 1 or 2 drinks at a time, and it has all the features you'd hope for, like an auto shutoff for safety and a non-stick interior. So on paper, it really seems to tick all the right boxes. But of course, promises from a company are one thing. How it actually performs in the real world, that's what really matters. So, what are people who've actually used this thing saying about it? A lot of users are absolutely thrilled. This review from the YouTube channel Meher's World really captures that excitement. They confirmed it delivers on its biggest promise, creating that velvety milk froth that makes a homemade coffee feel, special. For many, it quickly becomes a daily habit. But the praise isn't universal, and a common theme starts to pop up pretty quickly when you look at user feedback. The kind of milk you use, well, it matters a lot, especially if you're not using dairy. And this review just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly illustrates the most common complaint. As this reviewer points out, low-fat, non-dairy milks like almond milk often just don't froth well. They just get warmed up. And the science is pretty simple here. You need fat and protein to create a good, stable foam. So if you want the best results, users say you gotta go with whole milk or a special barista blend of oat milk. That easy cleaning promise also comes with a little asterisk. While the nonstick surface definitely helps, users across the board all say the same thing. You have to rinse it out immediately after you pour your milk. If you let it sit, a thin film of milk can kind of cook onto the bottom, and that's going to take a bit more scrubbing to get off. Which brings us to the elephant in the room for any budget-friendly electronic gadget. How long is this thing actually going to last? When a product is this affordable, you have to start asking questions about its long-term durability. Now, we couldn't find a lot of long-term reviews for this specific model, but it's worth looking at the whole budget category. For example, this Reddit user had problems with a competitor, the instant milk frother. And this kind of highlights a common risk with a lot of these cheaper frothers. Sometimes they just don't make it past a year. It's a potential trade-off you might have to make for that super low price. So with all of that in mind, the promises, the real-world performance, and the potential pitfalls. Let's try to get to a final verdict. Is this frother the right call for you? First things first, let's put that price into perspective. The SimpleTaste frother costs just a fraction of its big-name competitors. I mean, you're looking at paying 3 times more for an espresso Aeroccino and over 5 times more for a high-end Breville. That difference is huge. So let's lay it all out. On one hand, the value is just undeniable. It's incredibly affordable, it's versatile, and it works fast. But on the other hand, there are definite trade-offs. It can be really inconsistent with non-dairy milks, you have to be on top of cleaning it right away, and there are some real questions about how long it's going to last. Ultimately, the answer really comes down to you and your habits. If you're a dairy drinker or you use a high-fat oat milk and you just want to level up your coffee game on a tight budget and you're okay with that potential durability risk, then this could be a fantastic little addition to your kitchen. But if you're an almond milk devotee or you really prioritize buying things that will last for years, you might want to invest in a more premium model. The choice, as they say, is yours to brew.